Hillary Clinton just gave a victory speech, presumably for the victories tonight. And so far as we do this live, North Carolina, Florida, and very, very importantly, Ohio. But it really appeared to be a victory speech for the entire primary season. And she talked about some themes that appeared to be for the general election. She gave Bernie Sanders a little pat on the head there with, he has run this campaign with great energy.
And he's run me right to the left briefly.
Don't worry, I'm right back in the center.
She's about to tag that wall and then go back in the other direction.
Right. And then all the guys on TV will say, oh, that is so clever. See, what a good political strategy. You go to the left during the primary and then the center. That is a career politician. Yeah. Well done, politician. That's what they'll say. As we're looking at this speech, like, how do you not see that it's fake?
What the fuck? What are you cheering for? What are those people cheering? What are they cheering for? Less of what we want. Less of what we want. Yeah. Almost nothing that we want. Yeah.
Is this I don't know if maybe this is unfair, but I was thinking about it today. I was reading up on Hillary Clinton's history, and barring a few ridiculous things, she's been involved in a lot of good groups. She's done a lot of good stuff. But every bit of it, including the things that she listed in that speech, feels to me like the person who wants to go to a really good college, and so they volunteer and do a bunch of clubs in high school. It's like they're volunteering, they're doing the right thing, but you know why they're doing it.
Yes, her whole life has been leading up to this moment.
So she fights for women, she fights for kids, she does all of that stuff. But I know why she's doing it. That's what it feels like to me. Maybe I'm being biased and unfair.
No, you're not. That's what her whole life has been built for this moment, political, and and then we're gonna be a tag team, and then I'm gonna get my chance, and we're gonna run in a safe state that we have nothing to do with, like New York, and then we're gonna get appointed, and then honestly, they didn't think they needed to be appointed. They thought they were gonna win last time, and then we're gonna be back in the White House, and we're gonna take all these donations. To be fair to Washington Post, they had a really interesting article out today about how the Clintons, over the 41 years that they have been running for political office, have raised $3 billion. Now, again, to be further fair, $2 billion of it is for the Clinton Foundation, okay? But $1 billion in political donations given to them by the largest corporations in the world, okay, and some of the richest people in the world.
And it's crazy that those people would give that $1 billion not expecting anything in return.
No, just out of the goodness of their hearts. They look at the Clintons, they go, well, that looks like a swell couple. Let's just throw away $1 billion because it's not like we're savvy businessmen. Let's just throw it away, just, because they look like nice people.
So, there's full disclosure and everything. After watching a Bernie Sanders speech, I decided I'm going to donate some money to him. So I gave $27, literally, because that's what he always says. If I got to speak to him, I would expect a little bit for that. That tiny bit of money. If I gave millions, I'd be like, give me everything I want.
Okay, well.
And I know that they're far more persuasive and give far more. The idea that it doesn't influence them. Like she keeps saying she's against Citizens United, which maybe she's against Citizens United because a lot of even politicians would prefer that all of the money be funneled through them and through the DNC and RNC rather than through the outside groups that they don't have as much control over. But the idea that she's actually against big money going into these elections, that she's actually going to try to do anything about that, nobody believes that. All the liberal pundits that are pro-Hillary, they're tweeting excitedly right now, none of them believe that. Nobody thinks she's going to substantively change fracking, that she's really going to do much about climate change. She just says this shit because she's very briefly a progressive who gets stuff done. Very soon she's going to be a moderate who desperately wants to win the general election.
Yeah, come on. Can anyone in their right mind really believe that they took $1 billion but then would like to take money out of politics? You think they would have gotten 2 terms in the White House and now an excellent chance at a third if they hadn't taken that money? And since that gave them all the advantages they needed, you think they're going to flush it down the toilet when they've got another election to run?
They still love.
Come on. But yes, a lot of people are that naive, and it's usually the older voters that grew up. Honestly, I got to keep it real with you. That grew up in a system that was so corrupt, and with television as the only propaganda which is what it was. It was propaganda that was fed to them, and so they look at a fake politician and they see, well, okay, that's my person. When they don't realize there's another choice, that people don't have to be fake. So, I don't know if she's won the whole election tonight in terms of the primaries, but it certainly looks like she now has an excellent chance at it. And so buckle up. No change might be better than the change Ted Cruz and Donald Trump have to offer us. But now it appears that your best case scenario is no change.